Who hasn't fallen under the charm of Southwest Harbor? The stunning views of Somme Sound framed by mountains and the white sailboats gliding across the western bay captivate the imagination. Delighted by the cries of gulls, we never heed the warning call of the owl hidden on the wooded shore. Dazzled by the sunlight on the waves, we do not notice the shadows that have gathered here for centuries. For who could dream of secret horrors festering within this pretty village? Yet, the lingering spirit of a shape-shifting witch still haunts Southwest Harbor. It is the ghost of Sally Somers, out and about and larger than life, casting her spell of appalling darkness. Sally Somers was the daughter of a medicine woman who lived on Fernald Point in Southwest Harbor in the late 1700s. Sally's mother, Elise Somers, possessed great magical powers. She chose Fernald Point for its mystical properties as the greatest psychic portal on the whole island. For the same reason, Native Americans occupied the site centuries earlier. The place was awash in magical qualities. On the summer and winter equinox, the shadows of Dog and Flying Mountains converge on the same place on the peninsula, and near this site, Sally and her husband built their homestead. The house was perched on the very vortex of the supernatural. Around the house grew a garden of strange proportions. When Elise Somers had moved from Connecticut, she brought with her a vast collection of clippings, seeds, and root material. These she planted in strange configurations around the house, her choices dictated by planetary alignments. From this immense garden, she concocted tinctures and salves and a host of other strange potions. For the most part, Elise used her powers for good purposes. She made medicines to heal people in the area in both body and spirit. Owing to her supernatural abilities, Elise Somers enjoyed the tribute of all the shipping in Southwest Harbor. No vessel bound up Somme Sound would pass her place on Fernald Point without bringing her a gift. These offerings of tea, pork, or rum guaranteed the boats a safe voyage. Woe to any captain who neglected this rite of passage. Many stories circulated of ships cursed by Elise Somers because they refused to pay homage. One tale concerned a sea captain who scoffed at the whole idea, only to run aground soon after on one of the points in the mouth of the sound. For days he toiled with his men, but the boat was hopelessly logged. At last Elise appeared and offered to float the vessel for a round of pork. As soon as the sea captain relented and paid the dues, he found his boat floating free and clear. Elise's daughter, Sally Somers, chose the dark side, and it is unfortunately the spirit of this dreadful woman who still stalks the byways of Southwest Harbor. Sally Somers was born on Fernald Point on April 24, 1791. Early on, she inherited her mother's psychic powers, plus easy access to the mysterious gardens and the library of ancient spellbooks. A pall of darkness gathered around the black-haired girl. Using witchcraft, Sally lured a young man named John Clark into marriage. He walked about as if frozen in a trance, but sometimes he would break out of the spell. Then, in stark-eyed terror, he would try to escape the clutches of his bride and her strange family. John Clark disappeared one night right before he was secretly bound for a distant shore. Sally's powers of darkness included the ability to send out her spirit in different forms. Taking the shapes of animals, her spirit stalked the town, and no lock could keep her out. These black animal spirits looked strange indeed, for they all possessed Sally's eyes, and nothing reputedly could kill the infernal creatures. Most dreaded of all were the phantom hounds. In one of her rituals of satanic witchcraft, Sally sacrificed 2 black dogs at the top of Dog Mountain, which earned the prominence its name for centuries. It is now called St. Sorver Mountain. On the basis of this horrendous ritual, Sally Somers took the ability to send out her spirit in their form, as the hounds of hell, and in these shapes, she terrorized the region, even drinking blood. But Sally's favorite form to take was that of a black cat. This feline possessed great intelligence and a truly strange set of eyes for a cat. With preternatural ability, that cat could show up anywhere, in the barns and bedrooms of the village, until it came to be a source of dread and pandemonium. Numerous times, frightened villagers shot at the cat, but it always escaped safely in a black streak of shadow. In the meantime, troubles grew. People who spoke out against Sally had to take great care that her animal familiars were not lurking nearby listening. For then an unfortunate series of freak accidents always ensued, sometimes dragging people to the grave. Sally Somers finally met her own end. A neighbor remembered that a silver bullet was supposed to kill witches and other entities that possessed the ability to shapeshift or send out their spirits in different forms. As in legends of the werewolf and the vampire, silver alone can kill what other metals leave untouched. Melting down a coin of the realm, Sally's hateful neighbor fashioned a single bullet sometime in the year 1832. When the phantom cat next appeared, the man shot the special bullet directly into the animal and instantly killed the cat. Legend has it that Sally was in her home at the time and cried out, "They've killed my cat." She took ill, and 3 days later, she was dead. While Sally's body now rests in an unmarked grave in the Gilly burying ground, the woman's spirit is free to terrorize the region. In the house where she once lived, strange things still take place. Remnants of the vast medicinal garden still exist in the form of a huge apple tree and some herbs and currants from the days of Elise Somers. While this woman sought to heal people, her daughter's evil spirit has seeped into the ground and poisoned the plants and trees from the original herbium. Anyone who eats of this fruit today, particularly the apples, will soon after sicken, suffer an accident, or die. Knowing the history of the house, Daisy Harper was worried about the safety of her mother, who worked there in the summer of 2004. One day, Daisy decided to leave an offering to appease the spirit of the old witch. The daughter made a gift of colored stones, which she planned to leave near the old apple tree. Between the trunk and the branches of this monstrous tree, Daisy discovered a large crack, and into this hole she dropped her offering. Strangely, the little package took an extremely long time before it hit the bottom, and by then the sound of the impact was very, very far away. Could the apple tree be growing over the gateway to another world? People report the sensation of being watched inside the house. The pieces of furniture have a habit of moving by themselves, in the night or when the place is empty, sometimes leaving scratches on the freshly polished floors. In the dining room, windows overlook the head of the sound and the village waterfront. Tradition has it that anyone who breaks a pane of glass in this room will be the next to die. In one of the wavy panes of glass there is a most remarkable formation. An imperfection in the glass bears a striking resemblance to a witch. The weird figure even appears to be sitting at the edge of the sea. The image is a clear reminder that the spirit of Sally Somers is still around. As for the ghost of the witch in her animal form, no one recently has reported seeing the phantom hounds. However, the ghostly black cat has shown up numerous times over the centuries deep inside the shadowy forests on St. Sorvin and Flying Mountains. The black cat with its human eyes is particularly fond of the dismal glen near Man of War Brook. The haunted reputation of these woods even stunned the development of hiking trails in Southwest Harbor during the 19th century, when people were more apt to shun the hills because of the ghostly occurrences that took place there with alarming regularity. The whole area is no less mysterious today. And so lives the spirit of Sally Somers, and her long-standing access to strange and forbidden powers. Hey guys, Reaper here. I just wanted to thank you all for either watching or listening, whether you're on YouTube or Spotify. This story was brought to you from Ghosts of Acadia, written by Marcus Labrizzi and published by Down East Books. I wanted to give both of them a huge thank you and a huge shout out for letting me bring this book to you guys, whether it's in audio form on Spotify or in video form on YouTube. If you want to check out the book for yourself, I will leave a link down below in the description in both Spotify and on YouTube, so you can go check out the book for yourself and support the original author and original publisher. New story coming out tomorrow night. And until then, remember, sleep well, my friends.